When I was in second year of high school, we got a new math teacher. In my head at the time, I didn't think much about it. Teachers came and teachers left. I also didn't want to be a mathematician, I knew that much, but I had to pass mathematics at so many levels to go into any university in Nigeria. I wasn't struggling at school either. I am fortunate to say that. And so I thought I'll just do my sums at home, whether or not I understand what's happening at school. I'll just do my sums at home, I'll do my homework, and that's that about that. Unfortunately for my new teacher, my classmates found math to be very challenging, and so many people did not pass math, as is usual in very many high schools actually. And on top of that, we didn't take much likeness to new teachers. We're talking teenagers here, okay? So this poor new teacher was gearing up for a battle he had already lost. We had math several times a week, and week after week, my new math teacher would show up to class. Early, he was never late to class, he was always right on time, with enthusiasm and without judgment towards us. See, we thought that we would just carry on with the curriculum, get confused as we did, figure some of it out along the way, revisit past questions, it's like a regular subject, the works. That was what we thought we were in for. But this man, he took us all the way back to first year math curriculum, and he was adamant that we understood the basis before he built anything on top of that. He made sure that we got good at our sums before we ever moved on to what the curriculum was for the year that we were in. Somehow he managed to cover 2 years worth of curriculum in just 1 year. Same period, same time, same class allocation, but he covered so much and he carried so many students along. He reestablished the basics, caught us up to speed with the second year's curriculum. He spoke to us in a relatable manner using everyday words. He broke everything down so simply, answered our questions. He even brought props to a math class. Who does that? He provided anyone who wanted extra lessons with the opportunity to sit with him and have lessons. I think you needed to be in a group of 2 people or something like that, and he would do this after school without any pay. He did that for free on top of everything he was doing during our class period. He did not teach from afar. He walked in our shoes and introduced the topic to us, taught it to us, did the sums himself like he was a classmate with his own notebook. Then he linked a topic to another topic so that we saw that each topic was not taught in isolation. He did all of that before he ever asked us to do it ourselves. I asked my sister what she remembered about our math teacher, and here's what she had to say. The way he explained math opened my eyes and my mind to different possibilities. I looked forward to his classes and was eager to solve math problems. I was even happy to practice topics he had not yet taught us. He would tell us to see numbers as money or as things we are familiar with and add currencies in front of the number so that the numbers meant something to us. They were not just random. Not long after, I started going for competitions, math competitions within and outside the school, and my confidence in my overall academics was gradually gaining momentum. I can boldly say that he is the only teacher whose full name I remember to this day. He believed in me. Immediately I moved on to the next class. Another teacher got me teaching math to the junior students at our high school. I proceeded to university and passed all my entrance exams after 1 take. Right after university, I taught math in a primary school, and not long after I got my MBA. The trajectory of my life changed completely because of our math teacher's influence and positivity. You see, when he taught math, He created an emotion in our hearts. It wasn't just about head knowledge. It wasn't just about memorizing and getting the sums right. It was about understanding why we were doing what we were doing. It was then about the speed with which we crossed the road, for example. A profit that our parents made after taking away expenses from the revenue that they had made at the end of each day. It was the ratio of seasoning in a pot of soup to water. It was the probability that it would rain after very many months. See, it was about tips to help us remember things, to help us memorize what was important, to help us remember any formula. When it came to our daily tasks, we ran the numbers. We ran the numbers for everyday tasks. That was what math became to us. Mathematics was no longer abstract. It was in everything that we did. Suddenly, we poured our hearts and applied our emotions to everyday high school math, something that we never saw coming. I passed my exams and went on to graduate from university several times. Not long after my bachelor's degree, like my sister, I became a teacher. But unlike her, I was not a subject teacher. I was a class teacher in a primary school. And all the time I taught, I thought about my math teacher, and I wondered if my life had that much impact on my kids that I saw every day. If not, what then was the point? All I wanted to do was to teach like my math teacher. That was my goal, to formulate songs to help my little kids remember things, remember parts of a computer, for example, or to help them come up with acronyms for the classification of living things, to help my kids remember things without feeling as if everything was stacked up against them, but they felt like they had an edge. All I wanted to do was to teach like my math teacher, to teach with conviction, to meet my kids at their level and to remind them that they are not alone. That was all I wanted to do. You see, my deepest desire was to impact one person, just one person, and that is my drive to this day. I have taught at every level of education, and my goal is to teach someone what resonates with them, to teach someone so that they feel something about what they are learning, to make them care about what they are learning, to make them put their minds into what they are learning, to give them a reason to care and to be there for them. See, when we realize that everything we do, our work or our hobbies or whatever it is, our relationships even, everything we do has the potential to positively impact somebody's life, we realize that there are two ways to approaching life. You could simply fulfill your duties as a teacher. You can clock in, you can clock out, do your job, get paid at the end of the week or the month. Or you can go the extra mile like mine did and make sure that your students leave your class empowered. They leave your class feeling capable. They do not leave your class feeling demoralized. You could also either just serve coffee at work if that's what you do for work, or you could go the extra mile and serve your customers with a smile and a greeting, and perhaps remember the names of your regulars and bring some joy into the lives of the people that you meet every day. You can either be a medical practitioner, clock in, clock out, do your job and then go home and get paid. Or you could light up the day of someone who comes into your office and leave your patients feeling a little happier, a little more positive, no matter the outcome, just a little more positive, just a little more confident than they came into you. We can see our jobs as opportunities to serve just one person, at home, with your kids, at work, wherever you go, to show up and to make a difference.